You are an average, lazy, boring, cowardly, woman-fearing man. Without me, that's what you would have kept on being, but I made you into something. The best man you've ever been is when you were with me and you know it. The only time you ever liked yourself was pretending to be somebody that I might like. You are witty, and you are warm, and you are brilliant, but you were so pathetic. You think you can be normal again? You'll find a nice girl, and you'll still think of me. You will be so completely dissatisfied in your average life with your normal wife and your regular kids. And you'll think of me. And then you'll look at your wife and you'll think, that dumb bitch. Just like your dad. We're all bitches in the end, aren't we, Nick? Dumb bitch. Psycho bitch. But I'm the bitch who makes you better, Nick. I'm the bitch who makes you a man.
I was getting ready to be angry. Get over here, I got something to tell you. Me and the kid, we'll walk into that bank just before noon. Bob will move the cashier away from the shotgun that's under the counter. And I'll creep in behind that cashier. And I'll cock his head back like so. And I'll say, how coming off scouring a creation like you still sucking air when so many mine and coughing? I'll say, how'd you get to reach 20th birthday without leaking out all over your clothes? If I don't like his attitude, I will slit that Phil Doodle so deep he will flop on the floor like a fish. My God, what just happened? Boy, I can hear your gears grinding. Your little motor wondering, my gosh, what's next? What's happening to me? You're precious to behold, bud. Hell, you're white as spit in a cotton field. Go on. Get out of here. Sick of staring at your face.
The thing is, I can't go to Alcatraz because I get sick on boats, which you know is something that everyone who knows me knows. But you just forget that. It's like basically we're strangers. I mean, I don't know anything about you. You don't know me. So stop calling me sweetheart. You don't know anything about me. You think you can just waltz in here and pretend like everything is fine. You think you can just buy me a burger and give me a crappy guitar and everything is fine, you know? I mean, maybe some people are okay with it. Maybe. But I can't forget the fact that you didn't come to my birthday when you promised that you would. And you didn't take me out all the times you promised that you would, and you weren't there for me when I really needed you. So, I'm sorry I have trouble believing that you've changed. Because every time I look at you, I just see the same loser who let me down.
I love you. And not in a friendly way, even though I think we're great friends. And not in some misplaced affection puppy dog way, although I'm sure that's what you'll call it. I love you. Very, very simple. Very truly. You are the epitome of everything I've ever looked for in another human being. And I know you think of me as just a friend, and crossing that line is the furthest thing from an option you would ever consider, but I had to say it. I can't take this anymore. I can't stand next to you without wanting to hold you. I can't look at you without wanting to feel that longing you only read about in trashy romance novels. I can't talk to you without wanting to express my love for everything that you are. And I know that this will probably mess up our friendship, but I had to say it because I don't care, and I've never felt this way before. I like who I am because of it. And if bringing this to light means we can't hang out anymore, then that hurts me. But God, I just couldn't let another day go by without getting it out there, regardless of the outcome, which, by the look on your face, is to be the inevitable shoot down. And you know, I'll accept that. But I know some part of you is hesitating. And if there's a moment of hesitation, that means you feel something too. All I ask, please, is that you just not dismiss that.
I can't text. I'm not charming via text, you know? But it's not just texting. It's email, it's voicemail, it's snail mail, whatever. None of it's working. I had this guy once. He left me a voicemail at work, so I called him at home. He emailed me to my BlackBerry, so I texted to his cell, and then he emailed me back to my home account, and the whole thing just got so out of control. I miss the days where you had one phone number and one answering machine, and that one answering machine housed this one little cassette tape, and that cassette tape either had a message from that guy or it didn't, you know? And now you just have to go around checking all these different portals just to get rejected by 7 different technologies. It's exhausting. And caller ID, okay? Who invented this service anyway? It's like, who is it helping? You know, for centuries, well, maybe not centuries, but for lots and lots of years, people have been answering their phone and not knowing who it is. And as far as I can tell, no one's died from that. It's like, if the police want to know who placed a call, they can just trace it. I mean, what am I, the police? This constant obsession with needing to know who's calling all the time is just so gross. Look, all I'm saying is if a guy doesn't call me back, I would like to reserve the right to call him at 15-minute intervals until he picks up. But if he looks down and sees my numbers, he's gonna think I'm some sort of psycho or something, which I'm not, obviously.
Look, I have something to confess to you. The reason you haven't heard from me in a while is because I've been unable to write due to the fact that I was in jail for a while. I did a little bit of time. It was complete bullshit. I got in this fight in this bar down in Florida, which I was not the one who instigated it at all. But then they worked up a bunch of bullshit against me and they threw me in the pen for 3 months. I didn't write you because I didn't want to upset you. I just figured that you would figure that I was out on the road or something. I know it was stupid and I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to make you worry. But you know what? I can't just keep going around doing stuff or not doing stuff because you are going to worry about it. And then I gotta come back here and tell you about all my fucking traumas, and then I get this bullshit about, oh, I've let you down all the fucking time. And it just really cramps me, you know? I just really want to crawl out from under it. And now here I am again in this fucking hole having to explain myself to you. Look, I know I have no right to basically say anything, ever. But it's not like I was down in this redneck bar in Australia getting in an argument with some stripper's boyfriend and suddenly thought to myself, hey, you know what would really push Laura's buttons? If I went and spent 3 months in the pen. Okay, I'm sorry, okay? I am really sorry. Really sorry. Look, I'm in sort of a slight predicament right now. I gotta get back to Worcester, and I have this girl, and she's kind of in the situation, and I need to borrow some money. Just whatever you can spare, I'll pay you back, man. Okay? I swear, I'll pay you back.
I miss my sister. Every night at 10 or so, she used to call me on the phone. Whenever I asked her why, she'd tell me her body told her she wanted to hear my voice. I miss her. The smell of her hair. The way she could always convince me to read her another book. When you love someone as much as I loved her, they're a part of you. It's like you're attached by this invisible tether, and no matter how far apart you are, you can always feel them. Now every time I reach for that tether, I know that nobody is on the other side. And I feel like I'm falling into nothing. And then I remember Jean. I remember a life led with no regrets, no enemies, no resentments. And I'm inspired to get up and go on. I miss my sister so much. It feels like a part of me has been ripped off. I just want to hold her for 10 more seconds. Is it too much to ask for 10 more seconds to hold her? I can't. I won't. And the only thing that's keeping me from being swallowed whole by this sadness is that Jean would kill me if I did. So for now, I'm just gonna miss her.
Okay. I'm 10 years old, and I just got this brand new bike, a red Mongoose. You know BMX. So I'm skidding out in this puddle, star skiing hut style. My foot slips, and the pedal spins around hard enough to break my leg. And I don't fall off. I just keep coasting down this hill. So finally, I get scared, and I jump off. Fell right behind this parked car. Laid there for half an hour. And finally, I hear my father screaming my name from up the block. And I was so happy that he's coming to get me. And he comes around the car and he sees me lying there. Blood everywhere and the bone sticking straight out through my skin. I look up at him. And for the first time in my life, I see how much he loves me. He was frozen. It hurt him to see me in that much pain. So he leans down and he slaps me across the face. I don't know why I did that. Maybe because he was mad at me for making him feel that helpless, or it was the only thing he could think of. I don't really care anymore. What I remember now is the look on his face when he first saw me. That's all I remember. That's what I miss.
Do you know what therapy is? because I've been going since college. I needed to talk to someone to help me deal with why you left. I needed to understand why after Mom died, you took a 6-year-old to live with an uncle that she barely knew and left her there for a year. And you didn't even call, not once. And then I had you back until I was 13, until you sent me away to boarding school. And then middle school, high school, college, nothing. For a long time, I thought I had done something wrong, and that's why you left. Then I realized that's how you wanted it. So I acted like it was okay, because I didn't want you to know how bad it hurt. This probably doesn't mean much to you, because you are too stubborn to care about anyone but yourself. But I just thought that you should know.
One day, about a month ago, I really hit bottom. I just felt that in a godless universe, I didn't want to go on living. Now, I happen to own this rifle, which I had loaded, believe it or not, and I pointed it to my forehead. And I remember thinking very clearly, I'm going to kill myself. But then I thought, no, what if I'm wrong? What if there is a God? I mean, nobody really knows, right? Suddenly, the gun went off. I'd been so tense that my finger pulled the trigger inadvertently, and I was sweating so much that the muzzle slipped off my forehead and the bullet missed me entirely. And in all of the pandemonium, I just knew one thing. I had to get out of that house. I had to get out in the fresh air and clear my mind. And so I just walked. I walked and I walked until I just had to sit down. And so I ducked into a movie theater, and I didn't know what was playing at the time. I just had to collect my thoughts for a moment and be logical and put the world into a rational perspective again. So I went upstairs into the balcony, and I sat down, and the movie was Duck Soup, which was a film that I'd seen many times since I was a kid, and I always loved it. And I'm looking at these people up on screen, and I started getting hooked on the film, and I started to think to myself, why would you ever want to kill yourself? I mean, isn't that so stupid? I mean, look at the people up on the screen. They're all having so much fun. And what if the worst is true? What if there is no God, and we only go through this thing once, and that's it? I mean, wouldn't you want to be a part of that experience? And what the hell? It's not all a drag. And then I thought to myself, I really got to stop ruining my life searching for answers that I'm never going to find, and just sit back and enjoy it while it lasts.